Yo, what's up, guys? How we doing today? So we're gonna dive into a few different things here that I kind of just really need to get off my chest and to talk about. But the main thing is really just being the change that you want to see. Okay? Really, really being that change that you want to see. We are now with the internet and now with technology, we get to really, really see what's going on out here still to this day. A lot of us are aware, I'm obviously very aware of the situations that go on, especially what we're going to be getting into. Some people aren't. Some people wouldn't have been aware if it wasn't for social media. Some people would think that everything's peachy, everything's keen, but it's obviously not. And, you see these things happening now, right? And they keep happening. And they keep being like, it almost seems like a slap in the face. Because it's like, as you think, you're like, wow, okay, this happened. This happened again. Eric Garner. Philando. This guy. It happens left and right. And it happens way more than we will ever even see because it's not all documented, okay? It's not all put on footage. It's not all, everyone's camera isn't always out. Some people react. Some people do different things. Sometimes cops probably say, put that fucking phone down, and these cops put the fucking phone down, or even beyond cops, and it's just how we treat people as humans. You would think that we would be past this. You would think that in 2020, people wouldn't be judged like that. You know what I'm saying? Like for the color of their skin and for just just really, really judged like that. And to be treated like that still to this day and age, right? In 2020, you wouldn't think that that would still be going on. But it is. Obviously. And people are dying. And we're watching it right on film. These people could be people that that could be a family member of yours, okay? It could be a friend. It could be a daughter. You never know, right? It could be nobody. It could be nobody you know. It could be just some guy on the internet. But we see these things, and it's a reminder, I believe, that it's still happening. Still happening in 2020, where these people have these fucked up issues to where they're treating people like this, right? And how they're just, their viewpoint on other people is just clearly just not the same, and it's just not right. So, what do we do? Right? What do we do about this, right? If you care, and you're like, Joe, I feel you. This is that could be my daughter. That could be my friend. That could be me. Not me, but Then we have to just stop watching these videos. You know what I'm saying? You have to continue to just be that change that you want to see. And some people for more, some people for less, some you could do more. Some of you may have millions, some of you may be a basketball player, football player, businessman, stockbroker, you may be able to do more. You may have a louder voice, you may have a louder platform. But even for the guy, for the little guy, they call it the little guy. If you're watching it, and you're watching these videos, and you feel angry, and you feel mad, and you feel confused, you could do something about it, right? You can speak up somehow. You could do something, right? You could voice a comment, voice a concern, say something, do something, right? obviously, you know, there's bigger levels to this, is which we're going to get to, but just be that change, man. Like, why is it happening? You know, I'm a firm believer. I try to do that lately in everything that I do, right? Everything that I do, everything that happens to me, I try to figure out. Now, I didn't always do this. Why did it happen? Why? We can't just go right to the negative. We can't just go, okay, it happened because this guy was racist and he had, his mindset was just completely wrong. His judgment of character was just completely shot. He should have never been a police officer ever. He should have never been given that power, right? We want to go to that, right? Because those are obviously facts. But we have to think deeper. We have to, you know, we're grown. You know, even if you're a younger child, you know, you're gonna watch this and you're gonna get to that level of, you know, one day, you know, be an adult or whatever. And it gets to that point where it's like, okay, you know, if you're like me, I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. So I believe that they keep happening and they keep, you know, going on social media and thank God being able to be trended and shared and stuff like that, so we could talk about these things, right? But why are they still happening, right? I think every time it happens, it's just someone just reminding you or reminding us that we didn't speak loud enough. You know, we didn't. Maybe we cared, but maybe we didn't care enough to just put our all into that message and to trying to be that change somehow. Like we just need to speak up more. We got to do more. If another video comes out of that shit, we need to do more. You know, and beyond the videos, like I said, it happens all the fucking time, every single day. Happens to all of us, right? But this is just getting out of hand, and this is just a slap in the face, right? So, like, what are we gonna do now? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna watch this video, right? You're gonna do these riots. You're gonna fuck shit up. You're gonna talk. You're gonna throw memes. We're gonna put a graphic up. You know, we're gonna do all this type of stuff, right? And then in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, things are gonna go back to normal, right? And you're gonna forget it, but you'll never forget. It just will be out of sight, out of mind. For some of you, because some of us, or some people, some of you, are dealing with this every day. But for others, it's gonna be just when it's a trending topic on their social media platform. So, I think that we need to really be that change. We need to go beyond, right? We need to go beyond that. We need to, you know, we really care about it. We have to, you know, try to vote better. We have to do better. We have to talk about it more. We have to say how we feel more. We have to just be more together. You know, we have to be able to spread the message, you know, merge with different businesses that are positive and want to have the right police force on duty with the right mindset, that we want to maybe set up better training for them. You know, there's so much to it, but, you know, we're only going to do it together, right? We're only going to do it. The people that really, really care, us, you know, the people who really give a fuck about that, and who know love is love, and love doesn't have a color, love doesn't have a shape, love doesn't have a voice. Love is love, right? So, for us that know that, we need to do what we can, right? And make a serious effort, because this is just saying, it's just, you know, all these videos and all these things that come out, it's just a reminder. It's just a jab. It's just a jab to say, yo, you know what? It's still happening. Still happening. Just a reminder for the people that aren't being reminded every single day, right? So we just need to dig deeper. We need to be greater. Okay? We need to come together, and plan things out and talk about these things, and not try to bash each other, but come together as a community, and to try to make these changes. And for anyone who doesn't get it, for anyone who just can't see it, just really think about it, man. Go back to what I was saying before. What if that was your mom? What if that was your brother? Like that. That's not a right way to be treated. And I don't care, because I don't get along. I don't even know if those are the right words. I just can't. Sometimes my mind ain't right with the older generation sometimes, because the older generation is like, oh, well, that's just how things were. That's how, like, maybe everyone got treated like that back in the day, but that's just not a way to be treated, man. We're all human. Like, you never know that guy's life. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know what their day was like. It doesn't matter. We're all fucking human. We all go through shit. None of us are perfect. So I never, ever want to see no excuse from nobody saying he committed a crime. Fuck that. I never want to hear that shit. I never want to hear, oh, well, this. No. Like, y'all know, we don't have to go into the whole... That's why I'm not one to play the whole tit for tat, to have conversation back and forth and do all that shit. Oh, well, this and this, shouldn't have resisted. I'm like, come on, man. You know when some shit is right and some shit is fucking wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could obviously clearly watch it and you know it's fucking wrong when it's wrong. But, like, you never know. All right? Some guy trying to buy some shit with a fucking fake check, whatever the fuck it was, does not even close to correlate to you, after you having him cuffed, putting your fucking body, your whole entire body on his neck. Like, you just don't give a fuck. And who knows if it's racism? Who knows if you're just mentally shot? Who knows what it is? But there's no way, no matter what it is, that we have to continue allowing that activity to be police officers, or to have a step above us. You know what I'm saying? It's just like citizens over here in the U.S., however you want to look at it. Like, there's absolutely no way, man. It's 2020. Like, this is stopping, man. The power that we have, right? The fact that we could stop the world from going to work and, switching everything up and making everyone be scared and everyone leaving their house. We can make that change in a couple months. Then we need to do the same thing and flip it on them and make that change, that they need to stop judging people. You know what I'm saying? Stop judging people and stop treating people like that, because they don't deserve to be treated like that. All right? All my life I've kind of known, what it's like to I've known what it's like to be judged. From multiple different avenues, right? When I was a kid, I had a lot of friends and stuff in DeVries Park, and around my way, and with Mikey and all my friends. But in school, I was quiet. I ain't talk much. I was also overweight. I probably was whatever. You know what I mean? However you want to call it. I was made fun of. I was that kid. I was made fun of. And, a lot of times what hurt the most was not even the fact of the actual bullying. It's just the fact of the judging. You're judging me off of maybe that I'm quiet. You're judging me. I must not be as cool to you. Or maybe I'm not wearing the right clothing. You know, I was talking with a friend recently, and I was talking about when I was a kid, when I was in middle school, I started dressing really good. I was wasting a lot of money. I was begging. We were broke. We were dirt poor. We didn't have no money coming in. I had my grandmother helping us financially any way she could. And, thank God for her. If not, I don't know how me and my mom would have survived. She was a huge blessing, but she would have the clothes. I would just ask for different clothes, and we would just go after and get it. And I did whatever I could to get some clothes to try to fit in. Because if not, I would be judged. You know what I'm saying? Because I already had so many exes, on me. And, long story short, I was judged every single day. I was judged by my appearance. I was judged by my clothing. I was made fun of. I wasn't cool enough, and I always felt not good enough at that time because I was like, wow, like, you're just going to judge me without even getting to know who I am? Same thing with my mom, I've said on my podcast before, I've said in my videos before, my mom had her ups and downs and obviously addiction, and that's what ended up taking her life. And, some days she would be really shot out, and some days she would look bad, some days she would look, really high, and some days she wouldn't look the best. And people would judge her. I saw it. I saw it with my eyes. I saw how people would look at her. I saw how people would treat her when she was in those moments. And then I saw when she was good and how people wouldn't treat her that way. Right? So it shows you how we really need to work on our judgment. Because that's just us. Just imagine other people who, whether you want to believe it or not, get judged just off rip, typically, right? By a good portion of America or the world. They see them, some people don't, all right? Thank God we have a huge percentage of the world who don't just judge automatically. However, we have still a very high percentage of people in this world in 2020 that just see them and just judge them instantly. Imagine that. Imagine that. Judging instantly. And then you throw one or two things, and the judgment is even off. And, I tell that story about me and my mom, and I get into that just because, you've been judged before, right? You've been judged for something. You've been judged. You've been called something. You've been called an alcoholic. But I have a hard life. You've been judged for being short, right? But I offer great things. I may be short in height, but my brains and my mental is extremely tall. I'm extremely smart. You never know. I'm not saying me. I'm saying you. This could be you. You could be judged for so many different things, right? You know how it feels to be judged. We've all been judged for something. Maybe some people more, some people less. Sometimes people have been judged more often than others. But you know that feeling. So if you're someone that's watching this and you're judging someone else because of their color, because they had to come off, or at least sit there and just think. Would you want that done to you? Would you want to be treated that way? Would you want to be judged that way? Or do they want to be? Should they be treated that way? And just, if you feel me and you're with me, and you're with the percentage of people that does, see that we have a huge problem in the world and that it needs to change, just start somehow. It ain't easy. I'm not saying go out and start a fucking riot. I'm not saying go out and make a YouTube account and talk about this every 5 seconds. We all have lives. We all have things going on. But just, if you care, this is something so huge. And this is something so major. And this affects people way more than you know. It affects so many people in so many different ways that you'll never know unless you really feel it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that keeps happening again to just remind us that, yep, no matter how much it shouldn't be happening, it is. So we need to do something. We need to say something. You know what I'm saying? And we all need to do it because we can make change. We have to vote better. We have to become cops, become lawyers, support the good lawyers, support the good cops, because there obviously are good ones out there. Support the good teachers. And just be aware. That's it.